Ace match time between Dream and Mkengyn. It is a teal Zerg versus a red Protoss. This is the ESEA Clanwar match 1.2. And Dream is saying very well played last game, and I will agree. That was an extremely nice hold. And for the people in chat wondering, well, Dream's build was a little bit all in. He was trying to break Mkengyn, but he just could not. And we'll see what happens on this map. It is Shakuras Plateau, so we will be seeing a Forge Fast Expand. I haven't seen a PvZ that on Shakuras Plateau that wasn't a Forge Fast Expand for the longest time. We could see Dream. Oh my god, he is not going to be doing that. And we'll see if Mkengyn even bothers scouting. Sometimes Zergs just don't scout and will go for like an 8 pull and try to break it, but that is very rare. Generally, you do see him going for fast 3 bases. And I'm thinking Dream wants to end this game early, does not want to go into the late game or mid game, throwing down the pylon in his base, choosing Shakuras Plateau. This was Dream's choice of map, so I'm assuming he is going to be doing something with a lot of aggression in it. Just taking the fact that many Zergs do feel safe on the early game, at least on this map, against Protoss in particular. The gateway has been started. And Dream gonna be going off, gonna scout exactly what his opponent is doing. Checks for this one hatch, says okay, it's not there yet, it wouldn't come for another 30 seconds. The probe is gonna make its way in, gonna see the spawning pool, and that is not what he wanted to see. He was hoping that Mkengyn would go for a hatch first, but he still may make a mistake and not build too many units. He may just begin that laying out so he can stop any pylon blocks. And of course, Dream may not be going for an all-in. I can just only assume, but not Forge expanding on this map after you pick it. But again, many Zergs know how to handle the Forge Fast Expand, and it's starting to get phased out. So maybe I'm just behind the meta a little bit, and people stopped Forge Fast Expanding on Shakuras Plateau. I don't really know. I'm just talking about it a lot because it's the beginning of this game, and there's not really too much else to say. I could say check 6. Well, I don't know much about them, but as Idra would say, they're good players. So, of course, that was a quote when he was streaming. He was playing against someone. He goes, I have no clue who check 6. I think it was Mako is, but he's on check 6, so he should be good. Said that once, so Idra has respect for check 6 players, or at least the clan in general. And 4 Kings has shown us a great first game. We'll see if Dream can pull it off with a win here. He may just be going for a 1 gate expand, placing the pylon down here, and this will allow him to expand and put pressure on, stop any third base before it happens. But Kiwikaki has shown us if they do take a third base, you don't get the side next where you just get another gateway, Chrono Boost out, 5 Zealots, and go attack and push the reset button and say, okay, that hatch, it never happened. Both the armies are obliterated, but we're on 2 base versus 2 base. It's the start of the game. Let's go. And at that point, no one really has a big advantage. And 1 link may get taken out. It doesn't look like that. Speed just now started. This 1 Stalker will reign supreme for some time. But he's only got 1 gateway out, getting a sentry now, so he's not putting on too much pressure. It was just a 1 gate expand. That does now get scouted by that 1 Ling that wasn't a part of the pack, gonna be running into the base, but no, the probe, oh, he sneaks around that 1 probe, never mind. The Ling does get in and sees absolutely everything, knows it's just 1 gas, and that is something that is great to know. And the Zealot and Stalker gonna be trying to take out the Queen, but it doesn't look like that is possible. Stalker is running back, needs to kill off these 2 Lings, but it looks like he's just gonna go all the way back home. We do have more drones on the way, so that did not stop Mkengyn from droning up. Didn't build any more Lings behind that. He just went pure drones, and that's because that 1 Ling did come in, scouted only 1 gateway, so he knew there weren't really any units behind that. Is that a complete wall? It shouldn't be. Nope, it's not a complete wall. It doesn't look like that. The 1 pylon does have an opening. Nexus is complete. 28 probes versus the 31 drones. And we'll see exactly what Mkengyn does in this situation. He is still just on his hatch tech, now getting a 2nd gas, but these 3rd and 4th remain vacant. Meanwhile, we do have Dream on 2 gases, getting 2 more gateways now. So that will make 5 gates, and we'll see if he does another 7 gate or 8 gate pressure off of 2 bases. Since it didn't work last game, I don't think it would work this game. We do have that Evo chamber being built. He may still go for +1 missile attacks. He did it last game. But Mkengyn has shown us different styles every single game, and we'll see what he goes this time. Is it going to be melee? Is it going to be range? He is getting that Roach one, so it looks like he's going to go Roach Infester yet again. It's looking very similar to last game. Those two gateways still in production. Doesn't have any Robo facility out just yet, or a Twilight Council, so I have no idea what tech route Dream is going to be going down. He looks like he wants to put on some pressure, going to wall off before he leaves his base. Very good idea, being like a Talon and saying, okay, well, I'm not going to be hit by a Ling run-by. Using the one pylon here to whoop in reinforcements very close. Taking care of that one watchtower. We do have +1 melee on the way, so it's not going to be the same as last game exactly. 2 spine crawlers are up. He needs roaches out. He has 9 in production. It looks like they may finish just in the nick of time as this one spine crawler goes down, but he will have another one, and those 2 spine crawlers do push. Maybe they won't push him back. He's just waiting to ensure he has all his units. The 2 injured stalkers should be in the back, but the sentries do take the lead. And he's going to have to pull back here, but he's already got 1 pylon whooping in a lot more units, so it looks like he's going to just try to break this, and I don't think it is really possible for him to break this with so many roaches and there's 2 spine crawlers. Force fields do go down. He's taking a lot of damage from that spine crawler. Will it be enough? Roaches taking out those zealots, and now 2 spine crawlers still remain. Bunch of roaches down here. Force fields go off. He needs to put 2 force fields behind these roaches and pick them off, but he does. Oh, wait, does he? No. He did have enough. If he put a force field here and here, he would have trapped those roaches. Got a lot of free hits on them, but he chose to just go home. These 2 pylons will be falling, and keep in mind he's going to have to kill one of his own if he wants to go all the way back in his base. 87 supply to 69 supply. The 1 probe is sitting up here, so he can throw down another forward pylon, but we do have a drone coming out to take the 3rd base, so it looks like this 1 probe could be that one base's worst nightmare. Whenever I have a probe up here, or a worker up here, I put him on patrol around this entire area. That way if something comes up and just does a patrol, there's a chance my probe just avoids him. And it can make many players confused because they go, well, I scouted this whole area, but your probe's moving. So if he hits in the right position, they will not scout the probe when they go up there. If you just patrol him back and forth right here, he will always be scouted if they just check the entire top area. And these roaches could do quite a bit of damage. You have a photon cannon going up, so they can't burrow and just sneak past everything, but Dream is going to be contained to 1 base now, while Mkengyn is on 3 bases. And we have a Robo Bay on the way. 1 Immortal is coming out. Then he will be switching into that Colossus production. And the drone transfer is coming across. The Queen is walking as well, so it doesn't look like Mkengyn's going to scout up here. And you saw the probe just move around, then goes back into its 1 patrol position. And drone's just waiting to get that gas, because gas is what Mkengyn needs. He is going for Infestation Pit, getting Overlord's... No, Pathogen Glands. Not getting any Overlord speed or drop. Just getting Pathogen Glands for those Infestors. So it looks like he's going again, Roach Infestor, which is a little bit curious this game because he got +1 melee upgrades, but doesn't have any Lings out. And that may be the right call because we have Colossus coming out. But we'll see how the Roaches do against Colossus. This is looking very much like Game 1. Instead of Blink, though, it is going to be a Colossus attack, and we'll see if that is enough. The Spine Crawlers are uprooting, moving down to protect the 3rd base, or just protect this entire middle area. Observer sees that, and now he will be seeing the 3rd base for the first time, even though he has this 1 probe. And we'll see if he gets a pylon. The drone is coming up, and it looks like he may just be, yes, taking a 4th base. There is this 1 probe up here. And you could easily just build a forward pylon right there and do some damage. He is taking a 3rd base right now, has plenty of sentries at full energy. He has so many force fields, And it looks like he's just going to be getting that Colossus count up higher before he wants to move out. And that Nexus could go down. Burrow does happen, so the Roaches can go underneath the force fields. And by golly, he's going to force field those Roaches, whether they're burrowed or not. Hoping it would just stop, and the Roach is going to come back in, and uh-oh, this Colossus could go down. It is left naked. The forces have to come back, and more force fields do come. The Roaches do burrow yet again. Meanwhile, the Roaches try to go for a counterattack. It doesn't look like it was too successful. But will that be enough to take out this third base? He could force the cancel. Oh, he does force the cancel, but he's lost so many Roaches in this. Going to this Army tab, you can see 80 supply for the Zerg, 69 for the Protoss, so maybe that's not a big deal as I made it out to be. He did just lose a lot of Roaches for canceling a base. Didn't really do that much damage, just slowed down the third base. And Dream, is he still producing those Colossus? Yes, he's going to have 2 Colossus out now. But it doesn't look like he's doing that much chrono boosting. Barely any. The one pylon is going to be scouted. The Roach going to take out this one probe. And Dream is going to move out, I believe, with his second Colossus and be like, okay, this is enough. And we'll see if it actually is. That is a lot of Roaches from Mkengyn. He is at 1-1 upgrades on them, while Dream is at 1-1 as well. So upgrades going to be even for this fight. It's all going to come down to the force fields and how well those Roaches can avoid them. And this is looking pretty good for Dream right now. Picking off all those Roaches for free was nice. And now the Spine Claws are going to be going down as well. And here we go. Force Field's got to go be nice. And 1. Does he not have any more energy? Doesn't look like it. These Roaches may just be a powerhouse now. Getting a huge surround. Going to Zombie type, you can see 104 to 57. So it looks like Mkengyn is going to be taking out Dream in this BO3. This third base doesn't have a chance to live in his natural. Getting fairly close to being mined out. It's got a third of its minerals left. While Mkengyn is on his 4 bases. Fung Growth goes down on those Stalkers. And Infestitans coming out. Those Roaches do not care about those Colossus. And now Infestitans are going to be charging at the Colossus very slowly but surely. They do get a few shots off. And now the third Nexus is going to be falling. Overlords have speed but not drop. Those Stalkers just watching the Nexus burn to the ground. And it looks like we have Dream just going to try to defend it from his own base. Roaches taking out the pylons. 171 supply to 108. The Army supply 45 to 102. The Worker supply 68 to 63. But keep in mind that Mkengyn is on 4 bases. A Protoss player on 2 bases, but only mining off of 1 base. And there's 1 pylon going down. And Overlord drop now complete, so he's going to be able to bypass force fields completely, or maybe just drop in the main and take out some pylons powering buildings. I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but he's going to attack from 2 sides, and I think he has enough supply where he can have 50 supply armies, which is basically what the Protoss player has at both steps, at the front and the back. And here we go. Drop comes down, and all those Roaches do come out. And this could be very bad for Dream because those Roaches now have great positioning, having that high ground advantage. You can see all the units getting stopped at this ramp. Roaches just in the back taking out whatever they can, while these few Roaches just delay things. And it looks like they want to take out this robo facility, but they have kind of a down syndrome and not going to be going close enough to hit that. Meanwhile, Roaches coming in through the front door as well. There are 4 Colossus out, 5 Colossus actually, trying their best to hold this off, but 1 does fall. The second one going very close, and there we go. Second one does fall. 3 Colossus left, 1 without shields. And those Overlords are pulling back, going in this production. 15 Roaches are about complete. And they are just streamlining in, though. And here we go. Another Fung Growth does go off on the Stalkers, forcing an engagement. The probes have been pulled off to soak up what damage they can, or they just mining. He is placing a pylon in middle of all this combat, and I think this may just be too many Roaches here. Now gonna put some Roaches in Overlords to drop them on top of this Colossus. And this Colossus now finally taking damage. 1 Colossus does fall out of those 3. Colossus going to the high ground, but don't go far enough off the cliff, and another one falls. One Colossus is left, but another one does come out, and there goes the GG. So we do have Check 6 taking the first series off of 4 Kings. We'll see what 4 Kings who 4 Kings sends in. It's gonna be 2 totally new players. It's 4 players from each team playing in BO3s. It's not like a King of the Hills type clan war. It's the BO3 type. So another show match is incoming. Let's see.